Okay, this was a very action-packed episode, but if Goku just did that from the beginning, this could have been a way quicker episode. Same with Vegeta. In fact, Vegeta didn't even go Super Saiyan this episode, and he gets taken out by one of these ray guns. And Vegeta says, like, oh, ray guns shouldn't hurt a Saiyan. I kind of have to agree with him in this episode, because it's like, even with the magic enhancement, it's kind of hard to believe that these guns are able to hurt them that much. Also, the tanks, although the tanks do look pretty badass, I must say. When they get hit with the tanks, which like fire these like electromagnetic like pulse things, like that's really cool, and they get like electrocuted and they roll up. Like at first I thought it was gonna be like some sort of monster, but it's like a tank. Then they're getting destroyed by these tanks, getting electrocuted. Then you got a Pansy's demon dad shows up, the cavalry arrives, and they're kicking everybody's ass. It's a really cool scene. It kind of reminds me of like if you take the Red Ribbon arc with Goku dominating the Red Ribbon guys, and you combine it with some like old school Z, where you got the Z Warriors here, you got Vegeta, Piccolo teaming up. Always, I love that team up of Vegeta and Piccolo. I've always loved that. Reminds me of like the Android 13 movie and everything. Really badass. And it was a really fun, action-packed episode. It was very funny how Hybis, it turns out, yes, that really is the third eye, and this demon girl shows up and she offers a kiss for the third eye to give it to King Goma, Degasu, because Degasu was ordered to get the eye, and King Goma was like, think of something clever. So apparently his clever idea was hire a THOTTY to seduce Hybis and get that third eye, and it doesn't really work, but she's able to trade her hat for the belt. He's willing to do that still. Hybis, not the brightest crayon in the box. I do love his character, but he's not the brightest crayon. So he gives her this powerful third eye, which we get a little bit about the lore this episode, which I really, really like. We knew we were going to get a Deborah flashback, but I didn't know we would get this much lore about the eye. So what happens is Deborah hires this little demon dude, this little like weird dude, to steal the third eye from his father, because he couldn't overthrow his father with this third eye, because the third eye, it just is, apparently it's like very OP. I mean, it's basically implied that if Deborah had it, he could have defeated Majin Buu, at least the Fat Buu. So it's very, very powerful, and they really showcase the power when King Arbora, is that how you say Deborah's father's name, his thick father's name? I forget exactly how you say it, but the eye really makes you powerful. Like it really gives you an insane buff, and like they showcase it here. Like you just go crazy with power when you have that third eye. So Deborah pays this little guy to steal it from his dad, and the little guy takes it, ends up in the third demon world. He gets robbed. He gets yoinked by some bandits, those caveman bandits. And then I guess they're too stupid to know what to do with it, so it ends up in the hands of Hybis later on. Now, Deborah at the time apparently didn't really give a shit that the third eye was gone, because he's not that smart either. And he was like, oh, at least it's out of the picture. Now, of course, he needed it later on for the Boo fight, so he ends up getting killed. And that's how, Deborah basically ends up out of the picture, and he ended up with King Goma now, who's his right-hand man, apparently, who takes over. So that was a really cool backstory and lore that we got this episode. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the fighting and everything, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, it's like, could these weapons really do this much damage to them at this point? Like, I understand maybe the tanks, but the ray guns, I mean, they're saying like they could be killed by these ray guns. And it's like, really? And as we saw at the end of the episode, once Goku went Super Saiyan, he was able to take them all out. So it makes you wonder, like, okay, even if the ray guns can hurt them, why didn't they, just go Super Saiyan and finish the job early on? But, if you suspend your disbelief, you put that to the side, it was a really fun episode in terms of the action. Had that old Dragon Ball feel, was the Z feel. It succeeded in that. Toriyama succeeded in that. And we got some really badass lore about the third eye in the demon world and Deborah and his father and everything. So that was really cool. We also got this little scene of Majin Ku and Irinsu. We get to see that at some point. They're just like chilling. Let's see if I can find that scene. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Irinsu, and like they're just like sleeping on the couch. Mabi Irinsu's all excited that she's gonna get her Dragon Balls. Now, I don't think she knows what's going on out there, so it's gonna be interesting when she knows that like the third eye and all, and there's this huge battle and everything outside. I think that's gonna really spice up the plot a little bit. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes with her Dragon Ball master scheme here to make a wish. But yeah, this was a really fun episode. Again, the weapons may be a little too overpowered, or the character's underpowered for most of the episode. But it was overall, besides that, it was a great episode. I'll give the episode a solid 9 out of 10. If I guess maybe you could lower it to 8.5, but I would say 9. Again, it was still like really good. But yeah, wherever you are, have a fantastic day and peace out.